Last Wednesday, I told you I was going to have a surgical procedure on Thursday morning. Well, I was misinformed. When I got to the doctor's office, they took a sonogram of the liver area, but the doctor informed me that I was only there to discuss the possibilities. Well, when he saw the tumor on the left lobe of my liver, which is about 1 inch thick and 2 inches long, that is, the tumor is, he said he couldn't do it. That it was too high up and too difficult to get to. We would have to go another route. So he called my surgeon, Dr. Chris Davis, out at Baptist Hospital, and told him. And so his office has called me and said that they want to see me tomorrow, Tuesday afternoon, about 1:15, to discuss major surgery. I don't relish that, I can tell you. I don't know exactly what he has in mind, so I'm not going to try to describe it to you beforehand. I've got an idea of what he's thinking about, but I think I'll wait and let you know Wednesday, okay? But it looks like a major surgery coming up for me. So please pray. Pray for me. Pray that the Lord will allow the doctors to be able to get it all this time so that I'll not have to worry with it again. Well, concerning the news, yesterday, after 14 missiles and mortar rounds were fired into Israel, the Israelis launched airstrikes against a Hamas building in Gaza and also strikes against 6 out of hundreds of smuggling tunnels running under the southern Gaza border with Egypt. Now, the building was empty because Israel called ahead and warned everyone by telephone of the coming attack. Wouldn't it be nice if the Hamas were to call up Israel and say, hey, you folks in Israel, we're going to be sending a few missiles into one of your communities, let's say Sderot, this afternoon, so I thought you might want to know just in case. Oh, no. They've never called Israel and warned. They want to commit as much human carnage as possible, but all these nice guys over in Israel, they call ahead and let the Gazans know, hey, you Hamas fellas, we just want you to know that we're unhappy with these 14 missiles that you've lobbed into Israel today, and we just want you to know that we feel obligated to take out one of your buildings, and it's this address, and so I would suggest that you leave for the afternoon, go get a cup of coffee or something. Well, I want you to know that the Hamas are not Israel's only problem. The Hezbollah terrorists in the north have teams fanning out into 6 countries, prompting maximum Israeli alert. This is today, February 2nd. The Lebanese Hezbollah have put together a large number of terrorist teams and deployed them in 6 countries for attacks on Israeli targets. This intelligence prompted the Counter-Terror Bureau in Jerusalem to publish Sunday, February 1st, an exceptionally high alert for traveling Israelis to be on the lookout for terrorist attacks, including abductions. Security is also high in Israel and at embassies and Jewish institutions worldwide. The Shiite terrorists, have sworn to avenge the death of the military leader Ahmad Muqniyah, whom they accuse Israel of killing in Damascus a year ago. They also hope to disrupt Israel's general election coming up on February the 10th, just a little over a week away. Hezbollah's Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah recently quoted as saying that the Israeli poll could be canceled by the assassination of one or more senior officials. Yes, they're trying to kill Israeli national leaders. Israeli officials were advised to be especially vigilant, but all nationals are warned to take precautions. The danger, the Counterterrorism Bureau warned, is concrete, immediate, and serious. And last week, Mr. Nasrallah, head of the Hezbollah in Lebanon, told a news conference in Beirut that revenge for Muqniyah's martyrdom, that's their leader who was killed in Damascus last year, that revenge was not enough. He pledged never-ending retaliation, quote, that would never be put behind Hezbollah but always be ahead. So as long as there is a Hezbollah, Israel will have to be looking over their shoulder. Israel's Channel 2 television reported that the first Hezbollah attack against an Israeli target in a European country had been foiled already, thanks to shared intelligence with its authorities. Of course, the Hezbollah know that they'll have a few failures. Out of the many attempts they plan over the next several days, if they say if only one is successful and they score a hit, it'll be a victory for them. How sad. How sad that people cannot get along. How sad that Israel, God's chosen people, becomes the target of Muslim terrorists. How many enemies does Israel have? Oh my. I'm afraid Israel is going to continue to suffer as a 7-year tribulation period develops and leading up to the Battle of Armageddon. And by the way, the Battle of Armageddon, according to the Bible, will be the world against the Jews. Isn't that amazing? The final battle to plague humanity will not be against Germans or Japanese or anybody else. I mean, it will be the whole world against Israel. And I'm reminded of what our friend Mark Hitchcock said in his book that we talked about over the weekend, beginning last Friday. He said that America is not in Bible prophecy simply because we won't be around when all that takes place. Can you imagine all the Christians in America being taken out, disappear, and estimates are that up to 85% of Americans claim to be Christians, societal Christians or born-again Christians, whatever. How many of those will be raptured? Only the Lord knows who's really born again. But I can tell you that 100% of the believers in Jesus Christ and His death on Calvary will be gone in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, followed by a 7-year tribulation period in which the world, without the influence, without the salt and the light of Christians, will be determined to kill every Jew on the planet. Wow. That's terrible. But hey, I want you to know that God's going to bring them through the fire. God will bring them through. 144,000 Jews will be converted instantly as they understand that Jesus is their Messiah. And at the end of the tribulation period, when Armageddon is raging and the city of Jerusalem is being trampled down by the Gentiles and the armies of the world, and the United States won't be around to help Israel because most of the United States population, all the Christians will be gone, and the only thing left will be a mere shadow and only wicked people left. And yes, there will be people in Washington, D.C., and yes, there will be some kind of a military, but not anything like we have today. The political structure will be diminished. The economy will be on the rocks. The United States, during the tribulation period, will be suffering the more chaos than any other nation in the world simply because all the Christians are gone. So, in the heat of the moment, in the midst of the Battle of Armageddon, when it looks like every Jew will die, the sun will indicate there's something up there, something in the sky, something in the heavens. And men will look up and see the glory of the great Creator Himself. Revelation chapter 19. He's coming back with power and great glory with 10,000s of His saints. And He's going to stop that slaughter against the chosen people and will judge the nations of the world for how they have treated Israel. It's coming. I think it's coming soon. So, dear friend, what does that do for you and for me? To me, that says that we ought to be busy winning souls. We ought to be out there knocking on doors and telling people that Jesus loves them and that he died for them and they can be born again and miss all this carnage. Let's go with the message until Jesus comes, until we hear the shout and the trumpet sound. I'm J.R. Church. We'll see you again tomorrow with our analysis of the news.